Greetings from the land of Canada. My name is Matt, and welcome back to the 777 podcast. And today, I'm joined by a very, very special guest, like the
Greetings from the land of
biggest.
Canada. My name is Zach, and welcome to the Nooch podcast. I am his Canadian friend, joining
That's
him
right.
for the next hour of
Awesome.
time.
Dude, yes, man.
Been so long.
Blast from the past. Here we
How
go.
long? 6 years now since you were doing the whole Hunger Games thing?
Seven, like minimum 7. Like I had to go through some of my videos, and I was like looking at the thumbnails, and I was like, both of us have like the robot skin, and like
Yes.
we're playing Hunger Games together, and like there's like so many episodes of us
I
teaming
swear
and stuff.
that was
like
a coincidence, by the way.
It
that
was,
we were just
absolutely.
Robo-bros. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
any of us were like copied or were inspired by the other. We just both happen to have robot skins, which I thought was very like pretty cool.
Yeah.
The video's sick.
Yeah, it was great.
yeah.
And like we had like so much good banter between us, and like there was like such good
Yeah.
synergy, and like I forget like what happened. Like I think maybe you might have taken a break to like go for school or something, or maybe that was right around the time where I stopped making YouTube videos.
Yeah, I think you might have phased out a little bit because I never really stopped this whole thing like entirely. I've kind of been in the scene, and I remember back in the day, there were very few of us that actually did like that were in the Hunger Games community and stuff, and like we did some videos together, and then it kind of never like went from there. Like we were friends and all, but like I think we just went completely different paths in this whole like industry or whatever. I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I know what you mean. It's just it's such a hard like thing to remember, because I'm literally just gonna go on my YouTube channel right now. I'm gonna find the timeline for like when we made videos together.
Oh, it was late 2013, man. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, like late 2013. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering like at what point during my YouTube career was this? If this was like before I boomed or after I boomed? Because if this was
I
on the come
remember,
up or on the come down, like I'm curious.
I think you were at like your point of like you were a YouTuber, because I remember being in class at school, because this was so long ago. I'm 23. I think I was like 15 or something at this point in like my high school class, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, Nooch uploaded the video that I was in with him, and I got all excited and stuff,
Right,
to watch the
right.
video and see how it went.
This-
and like yeah,
yeah.
not doing bad.
This
Yeah.
was on the come up.
Yeah.
That we were making videos. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yo, how did
And
I knew it like right when I filmed a video with you. I was like, this guy's like, he's good, like he's got talent. Like you're actually like really good at just being able to keep the pace going, as well as creating
we were
entertaining
very like in
content.
sync.
That
I know
too.
what you're talking about. Yeah, like in terms of just our commentary, I think I remember last week I watched one of your videos again because I was like, well, I'm gonna do a podcast, so I might as well refresh in my mind. And even back then, I was just starting, and this was early days. Like you wouldn't, even those videos, you would probably turn one of those on today and be like, okay, it's not like the craziest commentary, but for back then, it was really good. Like, we did
Yeah.
a good job.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Like I loved recording with you. is
For
what I
sure.
realized.
For sure. Those were like the old school days, like straight up. Like just I remember like seeing your channel, and like you did not have like many subscribers at all
No.
compared to like where we were at, but I was like, this guy's got flow. He's like very talkative. There's like a lot of like really good energy coming from it. I just want to just like preserve that and see like where it goes and everything.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
just
you.
it was just cool. Like it was super cool. I loved it. It was like
Well,
and then
I
like
mean, I will say, back in those days when I didn't have as many subscribers and stuff, you were probably one of the very few that actually gave me a shot, where you were like, yeah, let's do a video, because you had a way bigger audience than I did, and like it was almost like nerve-wracking. Like I was like, oh my gosh, what's the reaction to this video gonna be once he uploads it? Like, are people gonna like it? Stuff like that. This was like when I was first starting the whole Minecraft thing.
yeah, that was part
coming
of
in
it.
from Club Penguin.
Club Penguin, let's go.
Yeah.
Where were you when Club Penguin is killed?
Yeah, honestly, that saddened me though. Let's not revisit those dark times. That was
No,
my
no, no.
childhood just stripped away from me.
Right. Let's bring it back to lighter
Yeah.
times, lighter days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was part of it, right? Like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to like making videos or like stuff, and you handled it super like well, like you handled it perfectly. You didn't crack under the pressure, and that was like that's a great quality to have as a content creator. And like look at what you did with it, man. Like I just want to be like, I want to congratulate you on 1 million subscribers, because that is such an insane milestone that I've never been able to achieve.
Baby, it's going right up on my wall. I know exactly where it's going, dude. I'm so happy for it, and it took a long time to get here, and you were definitely a contributing factor to that story, so thank you, man. Like, I do really appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Honestly, like it's humbling to even think that I was like a factor, because it's like it's so easy to forget about like all the things that we've done, and like all the things that like all the influences we've had and the people we've spoken to. And it's like just little tiny things like this, like you just, your confidence level must have skyrocketed after those collaborations, and like right after that, like you're the momentum, it just carried on straight into like your future. Like it's perfect.
Well, I mean, like it kind of builds on itself, right?
Exactly.
When you're doing a thing like this, it's like you start from the bottom and now we here. Like
that's
like,
how it goes.
That's basically is what it is. Like you start to develop the qualities that it takes to rise up. And so with everything that you do, it's almost like a stepping stone, like you're climbing a staircase. And then you get to like higher and higher, and you're like, okay, well, I know what I'm doing now. I've done this before, like many times, and it just becomes familiar, I guess is what it is.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And so now I feel like
It's your comfort zone.
Like I'm comfortable doing the job that I'm doing, like YouTube, because like I feel like I'm putting out good stuff. I know how to make like a pretty good video. Like, because that took years to master, like how to actually edit and you know, do good commentary. Like there's so much to this, man, that like people wouldn't think about what it takes to be like a good YouTuber, which I would hope that I am for the people that watch me.
Like you're killing the game right now. Like looking at your views, like every video is like 300, 400,000 views, like hitting 1 million, like that, and like they're all like UHC, which is like super old school too. Like, like UHC is like not a lot of people know about UHC, and then like you're bringing it into the spotlight with like all of your shenanigans, and like it's such a cool contrast that you have going, where it's like you take this really serious game mode that everyone's like ultra hardcore. This is where people like try hard the most. Like if you want to think of competitive Minecraft, this is where you go. You know, like not Hunger Games, not like Battle Domes, whatever. UHC, ultra hardcore. It's in the name. People want to watch this to be serious, and then you're just in there like goofing off and like cheating and like creative moding and stuff like that.
It hasn't always been like this though. This is this whole like series and trend with the UHC stuff is relatively new, actually. Like only a few months now. We actually kept doing those very serious UHC events up until like a couple months ago, where, you know, we would have a bunch of YouTubers split up the episodes 20 minutes long, all that, record for like 3 hours. Like those Cube UHC events, we did our last one, I think it was like September. It wasn't long ago. And then we realized that people like UHC, but they don't like the default way of it anymore. You know, they want to see it in a way that's like the new day and age, where you click a YouTube video and it's very quick and to the point. People don't have time to watch freaking 3 hours of ultra hardcore anymore. You know, there's too much content being pushed around, and they want to see a nice twist to it. So that's what we do. We have a nice group of YouTubers going, and we take this game mode that you can basically do anything with, because it allows for you to have a bunch of YouTubers to collaborate with in a game where there's going to be a winner, where you can then add any twist to it that you want. So it's almost like a perfect mixture of of things that you can do, and it's never.
Oh, you just cut out there. What was it? Hello? Yo, mic check, mic check. Yo, we're experiencing some technical difficulties, guys, at the moment. I can't hear Graser right now. It's like some weird things happening with the call. I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna rejoin the call and see if that fixes it. Yo. Graser. Okay, hold on. Hello? Yo, are we still live? Push 1 if we're live. Here, hold on. I'm gonna check the stream. Yeah, no, the stream's still good. We just completely lost Graser there for a second. Yo, what's going on? Yo, hold up. Restart the call. Hello, hello. Yo, this is unprecedented. All right, we're gonna have to mess around here a little bit, I think. 1 second. We gotta. Shout outs to the viewers. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for sticking through these random.
Hello.
Hey, we're back.
Okay, that was weird. What did you hear up to before I cut off?
Did you hear me like saying like I can't hear you or okay?
No,
so,
I was just talking for a bit and I wasn't hearing any like talking for you. I was like, what's going on here? And now I figured it out. So
right. I heard up till you were talking about how like people don't have like a lot of time to watch like a long UHC series anymore, so you're mixing it up by like throwing in little gimmicks here and there. So yeah.
That's essentially it, basically. And then I just kind of went on to say it was all pretty new. Yeah. And that's where we're at right now. And I know it's not gonna last forever, so I'm just kind of riding the wave as it comes.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. It's like you gotta like find one thing and like use the momentum to like attach it to something else. Like but like go as hard as you can on this because it's UHC. You know, like UHC is something that is very very open. Like it's very like you can do anything with UHC. So
I think that's what I was saying too.
Yeah. Try to stick with it as much as you can.
Absolutely,
Just
bro. I will say something. In the 8 years I've been doing YouTube, I'm having more fun now than I wouldn't say ever have. Like, this is one of the most fun I've ever had. Like, obviously, did you ever know what the cube was?
Yeah, the cube. I know about the cube. The cube was like a big thing. If you could rattle off some names from their group, I could like tell you which ones I recognize and everything.
Well, there was Strawberry Jam, B, me, Grape Applesauce, H-Bomb, King Tong. Did any of those ring a bell yet?
Yo, no, actually. This is actually, like, I feel exposed right now. What's going on?
No, it's all good, dude. I didn't expect you to. Because when we did the cube, I think that was, like, post, like, I think you had already kind of just, like, I think you came back a couple times to do a how-to Minecraft or something.
Well, that was it, right? I was, like, whisked away by, like, Team Crafted, and like then they just sort of like used me up and left me on the side of the road. And, like,
I've heard that story before.
And like then I was just like doing nothing for 5 years, and then I got a job as a game tester, and I fucking love what I do right now. So
I was gonna ask you that. So that's what you're at right now, is a game tester?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's actually like it's so chill. Like it's so just like I love what I do. There's no stress. There's no pressure. It's just literally I go to work, I play a game that I love and I've been playing for like 20 years, and then like it's just 8 hours of gaming, and then I go home and like I just get paid for that. Like it's it's amazing. It's so
that's great. I'm glad you love it too though, because testing could probably get long hours sometimes if you're just testing for so long, and I can see how that could get boring a little bit at some points.
Right,
kind of like doing YouTube all the time. There's been times where
for sure.
I've been really bored because I wasn't happy with what I was doing or whatever. So you just always got to make sure to watch out for that as well. Right. Burnout, I guess is what I'm talking about.
Burnout, absolutely. I was on a project. Listen, because I was working on at the place I am working at right now for like it's almost been 2 years now, and for the first year to year and a half of that, I was working on Fortnite, and let me tell you about burnout. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now that project had me playing Save the World for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And like I was on the progression team. So I was the one who was like beating the game from start to finish. And like me and like my friends, like my group did that. Like we basically became friends through that experience. After like we beat it like the whole game of Save the World like 4 or 5 times. Like that's insane.
Jeez.
Like that's
Isn't that thing still in beta to this day?
Yeah,
like I don't remember because they went
still in beta. Like I got sick of it. I got so freaking sick of it. I was ready to quit my job when I found out that there was a project that was like for a game that I've been playing for 20 years. Like since I was 5 years old, I've been playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
And like
I can imagine, dude, because I actually launched up the Fortnite story mode or whatever it is before, and I don't think I made it past 2 days of playing. Like we just kind of played a couple levels and we were like, this is kind of repetitive, and we just went back to the battle royale thing.
Like literally, like if I wasn't being paid to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, I feel you, dude.
I got
Anything can
slapped
be
on
a
that
drag.
project, and holy
Yeah.
crap, man! No fucking thanks. I would not go if I ever get put back. I'm just gonna quit my job. I don't care. I'm just gonna do full streams. I'm gonna stream for 10 viewers until I run out of money, and then I'm gonna like become like
I feel like I've talked a
lot
about my YouTube story. Let's talk a little bit about yours. So what made you want to just start like falling out with it? You just lost the love for it? Was it all too crafted? Why didn't you just go your own route?
It was
all these questions.
It was a compounded effort, right? There's like a lot of things that were building into it. And I think it all comes down to just one factor, and it's still a factor that I think that I could possibly work on, and if I could find a way to make it back and like find a passion for it and get momentum and like really start to produce content that I'm happy with and like consistent content, that I would be able to do it. But I have not been able to turn my love for Dota and my passion for Dota into like
you're still Dota, no way.
A lucrative
no
like,
way.
Yeah.
Bro, you're the same person. It's been 7 years and you're the same exact person, dude. Oh my god. I remember you'd have those Dota late night sessions all the time. Like you couldn't record a video because you were gonna go to a Dota tournament or play some Dota with your buddies or whatever, dude. It's same Nooch, so you still have that as a huge pastime, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Oh my god, it's bigger than ever for me. Like, listen, I've played Dota so much. I'm considered what like most people would like think of as a master at something. Like you know how people say like you're a master at something once you've done it for like over 10,000 hours.
You've done easily 10,000 hours
on Steam. It shows 9,300 hours of my time playing Dota, and like that's time that's not counted of like watching streams, watching tournaments, going to LANs to watch LANs, thinking about the game, going on Dota Buff, researching like stats and like win rates and stuff. I'm top 700 in North America, and I have been for like a couple years now, and like I was top 200 at one point. So
wow.
Like as far as competing goes, there's a lot of money in the scene, but
is the game still as big as it was?
As far as like player base goes, it's like sort of the same, which is super weird, but it's top heavy, like you've never seen a game as top heavy as this. It's more top heavy than League of Legends.
Wow.
As far as if you go on the top 100 esports earners, 90% of them are Dota players. And like the top 80 are all Dota players. There's one esports professional in the top 80 top esports earners in the world who is not a Dota 2 player, and that's Boogha. And I know that you know who that is.
I've heard the name, yes.
Yeah, he's the Fortnite player, won like 3 million.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know him.
And then you look at No Tails as $7 million that he's won.
So there's got to be a lot to this game then.
Oh, because like, they just keep adding new stuff, man. They just keep adding. They just never. It's like Gaben's love child. Like I don't know what he does, but he doesn't make really like games anymore. Like he used to make like a whole bunch of games, like Half-Life, Counter-Strike. He basically bought the rights for Dota 1 and turned it into Dota 2 because Dota 1 was you know what Dota 1 was?
I didn't, and I was actually gonna ask if there was ever gonna be a 3. Or if that was not a thing.
Right. No, they'll never. Dude, it's Valve. Come on.
Yeah, there's no 3.
Yeah, there's no 3. It's like it's less than 4 and more than 2. That's the best you can get. So the thing with Dota is it was a mod of Warcraft 3. So it's literally like this guy Ice Frog and Gwynzo, I think his name was. And there's like a couple other people, and like Gwynzo and the other guys went on to work for Riot, and then like Ice Frog stuck with Dota, and like he was like the original guy who like balanced the game and everything. So he still balances the game to this day, from what we know, but nobody has any idea who this guy is. Like
really,
like literally.
That's cool though. He's all mysterious and everything.
Like Valve just keeps him up lock and key, and like no one knows who he is. It's like almost he's like a legend. Like we don't even know if he exists or not. Like it's the weirdest thing. And like they come out with new stuff all the time. Like they just recently released like 60 new items. Like I don't like that's crazy. 60 new items, and you don't even buy them. They just drop when you kill neutral creeps. So like
Wow.
I've been loving this game since 2012, since I started playing it, and I haven't found a way to like just convert it into content.
Does it do well on YouTube usually for people?
There's niches, there's niche markets that it does well in. Like there's this YouTuber who is called Purge Gamers, and he started off as like a tutorialist who basically like showed like I played like he's like, oh, I've played Dota 1 a shit ton, I know all the heroes, and I'm gonna show you guys how to play this game with like all their attack animations, what items to build, and like how to support, how to carry, all that stuff. So he built a website called Welcome to Dota, You Suck. And like that's it. Like you're not getting around it. Like, and I'm like, okay, I can get on board with that. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he has like hundreds of thousands of followers, and like it's millions of views, and like people love him. He's a huge content creator. And then you have the opposite end of the spectrum, which is like Dota WTF, which is like the biggest Dota channel on YouTube. It's like a clip show based content like show where they have people sending in their sick plays that they've done in Dota and like all the crazy stuff. Yeah, all the crazy stuff that happens in Dota, and then they like edit it together with a lot of like really funny memes and like cool sounding like effects and some music, and like they just edit the crap out of it and they produce it like
that reminds me of like Minecraft top plays of the week or something.
I've never heard of Minecraft top plays. Is that a thing?
Yeah, like UHC epic kills, like you get like a double or triple, like that'll be in the
God.
thing.
Can you link me that? That sounds fucking insane. Like, I'm sorry.
It's not like a specific video. I just remember some YouTubers did it before, but I could try and find one for you. Yeah,
that's hysterical. That is so funny.
But like, yeah, it's basically. Do you remember Huawei?
Yes, I do. That
the
guy was
who
insane.
Always disappeared. Yeah. So he basically would do this top kills of the week. Hold on.
Kills. Yeah.
And he would have people
I remember that guy.
in.
Yo, like, it's crazy how much like YouTube just used to be like a soup. Like it was such like a small world where everybody all like knew each other and like worked with each other.
Oh yeah, I know, and I still believe it's kind of like that. Like still to this day, like
dude,
there's a lot of different.
Dude, he's got more stuff than I do. That's crazy.
He went off, but the thing is he will leave a lot and just like take time off and like disappear, and
for sure,
he could probably be like 3 times that size.
Hey, that's what people say about me too, man. Like,
I think you could, man. You just like you said about me in the early days, like you have that kind of vibe where it's like you just found your love with something. Like you have a personality that people can attach to. You know what I mean?
That's
There's
how it
a
goes.
lot of people out there that have a lot of viewership, but they don't have a lot of personality.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like when you have both, if you're able to both put out what YouTube wants, and when you click a video of yours, like you have a great personality that people can like get along with, then you're good. You've got it down. But some people have one and not the other.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like me, I feel like I have the I could have the I have the personality for sure. Like even in my day-to-day life, like it's so insanely easy for me to like make friends. Like I just have sort of
me too.
Like this practiced like charisma or something. Like I just something about me. It's really easy for me to talk to new people and like just like get them comfortable, and like that's why I think this podcast is gonna be awesome, because I really just want to like get some people to interview, and we could legit just rattle on for like hours about like random stuff and like just keep the content flowing. So,
I thought about doing a podcast before, but it never was something that I wanted to dedicate a lot of time to. So I'm glad to come on ones like this where I'm not the guy that's setting it up or anything, and just, you know, chill for an hour where there's no setup required. You know what I mean?
For sure. Because we have, like I have plenty of time. Now, like when I get home from work, it's like I find it's hard for me to find like side things to do. Like I don't want to just like hop on, play some video games, and then go to bed. Like it just feels boring. Like I'm so used to like making stuff happen in my free time. So like now I have this project that I'm working on. It's super cool. But
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad. I mean, one day you'll channel that love. You'll get back to the YouTube.
It
wants
man.
you. It needs you.
That's
YouTube is a lot different than it used to be. Back in the day, it was about growing a community who really liked your stuff.
Yeah.
And then kind of networking with other YouTubers and building your videos around that. Mm-hmm. Now it's you post a bunch of videos and you hope it gets picked up by the YouTube algorithm, because most of your viewers in today's day and age are not your subscribers anymore. Like they're people that see your videos in a suggested box. Yes.
Yeah.
But to get there, you need to fulfill what YouTube wants from your content, which is they want a good watch time, a good thumbnail, and a general like open video. So you know the UHC videos I upload? Like it's like Minecraft UHC, but and then this crazy thing happens, and then there's a really clickable, cool thumbnail. But that's not it, because anyone can do that. Anyone can make a good thumbnail and have a good title. Then you have to be able to click the video and be like, okay, this is a good video. And YouTube monitors that by seeing your watch time. And so if you have over like a 50% retention on your videos, chances are that means people are watching through half your videos. And YouTube's like, all right, we're going to push this guy more because people seem to be liking him. And it makes them more money because then those videos make more money from people watching them longer because more ads pop up. And so everyone wins in the end. And so what I was making the mistake of doing until I started to catch this new wave lately is I was still running YouTube in the old way, where I was posting videos and series and stuff, and like, no offense, but in my opinion, I don't think many people care for Minecraft series as much anymore today. Like, if I'm not gonna post a survival series, that's not gonna do well because it's over and been done with. You know, I did that when I was 15, 8 years ago.
Yeah. It's like that was the thing back in the day. You started your channel and you were doing a Minecraft Let's Play.
Minecraft Let's Play.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Yeah.
And I felt like for years I was almost scratching and clawing, like, man, I can't do this because I was so good at doing YouTube when it catered around doing that whole networking and like going into other people's videos and linking in the description and building a community and having a series.
That sub boxes. Remember
matter
sub boxes,
anymore.
bro?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like if you did a video with me today and you were in my UHC video and I linked to you top of my description, it probably wouldn't do anything.
I'd get 100 clicks. Tops.
Yeah, it's
tops.
So different, man.
That's like a generous number.
So different.
Yeah.
Like it's not a community anymore. It's just it's a pool of
a
bunch
robot.
of
It's just a robot that tells you what you like, and that's what sucks. It's like it's so robotic, and it's just like it's insidious. I think it's insidious, man. I swear, because
I mean, there's a reason they do it though. It obviously works. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it.
But it's like they're controlling your interests in a way.
Yeah.
Like they're instead of people creating content and you discover it like through like natural means of like word of mouth or Google searches or like stuff like that. It's just that here's some clickbait shit that we want you to hear about, and like you watch it, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about like why am I watching like a Gordon Ramsay thing, you know? And then like even more like you go and suggested video, like I'm just gonna like hot ones, like why am I getting recommended hot ones all the time, you know? Like
I am too. And I have never watched one episode. I've never even clicked one.
You click one, it's over. That's all you get, man. Like I watched one hockey video. Now it's like every single day. Top 10 that took goals. There it is. You know, you want to watch this goalie fight? People running out of the middle of the ice and fighting each other. Here it is.
Well, they want
you know what I do?
Stay.
You know what I fucking click it.
Yes,
I click it and I watch it because they're in my head
for as long as possible. Because
they know what I want.
When you went to your homepage and you saw a subscription page, there's a large chance that you go to your subscription page and you're like, well, damn, none of my creators uploaded a video I actually care for today, so you're gonna click right off. Now they're making sure that when you go on their website, you're staying there because they have all the videos that they know you're watching because they're in your head, like you said. They basically are. They track everything you do, and through that, they don't care about you. They care about giving you the content you want to see, so you stay on longer and you give them money. That's fine, and it honestly, it kind of does create a better user experience because if you're on the website longer, you're obviously having a better experience with the website. You know what I mean? I just understand with all the old people where they come from when they're kind of like, oh, I missed the way it used to be. But then they do have a subscription page. You can still click. It's just not your home page anymore. So that's the only difference. But that's the way it's played nowadays, dude. It's almost like a game. You got to figure out what YouTube wants. And you gotta make your videos around that. The trick is you said clickbait. So clickbait is the thing, but the trick is you have to make it so that your video has a crazy catchy title and thumbnail, but like what is in the title and stuff actually happens in the video. Like you can't mislead people because YouTube catches onto that pretty quick, and they're like, okay, well these videos are not that great, and they won't push you as much. But if you're uploading videos where actually like what you say in the thumbnail is actually occurring in the video, then people are more wowed. They'll stay and watch longer. YouTube will recommend you more because your videos, even though they're catchy, they're legit. You know, they're still legitimate in what's happening. So
Okay, I
that's
have
what
a
I've
theory.
found.
New theory. All right. Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this because it's some serious conspiracy theory, like out of the blue. Okay, I've been thinking about this. So I think I know what YouTube's algorithm is, and like their
Ooh, man, I don't
robot.
think anyone fully knows. It's
No, no,
kind of
no.
guessing.
Here's my guess. All right. There's
Yeah.
like 200 people in a warehouse somewhere that are all watching the newest videos that are being uploaded by everybody around the world. So like they mathed it out. They know how many hours are being uploaded to YouTube a day, and they just find the videos. And it's like here's like an hour-long video, and then some person who works for YouTube, their job is to watch that video for like 10 seconds or 15 seconds and say, okay, is this going to be a good video? And maybe they click through it and skim through it a lot, and then they say fuck it, and then they just ship it off, and nothing happens. But
I do think there is like some human element to it. I don't think you're wrong in that aspect because the trending page is pretty much all hand selected. Like,
yeah,
you don't. It's not automated at all, and it's been proven that it's not.
Yeah.
So I think there is. Yeah, I think you're right. You're onto something. I don't know if it's 200 people in a warehouse, but
like,
you're definitely onto something in terms of how
that's
that's
like
played.
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the conspiracy, right? Like that's like the extreme, you know? Like there's no AI that's like looking for like the. Well, no, there could be there's definitely voice recognition, and like they're trying to like find like swear words or whatever. Or, like I don't know, but
yeah, there's a system to it. But I wouldn't be surprised if, like, maybe the reason I'm doing so well right now is because someone at YouTube found my videos and they're like, yeah, this guy's videos are good. And then it's almost like they put me up in the system.
Well, that's
like they made me a favorite in the system. So the system looks at me every time I upload a video and then, like, auto pushes my stuff or whatever. I don't know if that's... I really don't know how it works at all. I'm just... Like I said, I'm just thankful it's happening. And if that is the case, I'm thankful I was picked.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Very lucky.
Man. You're gifted. You're just like handed like the golden ticket. Like fucking go to Narnia, go to Willy Wonka's factory, like whatever you want, dude. Like the world is yours. The world is your oyster, and ride that, man. And don't waste your money. Save that, because I have no money. Oh no,
I made bad choices the first time around. I'm not doing that this time.
Dude, I learned from my mistakes. If I got a second shot, I would take it, and I would actually.
I'm getting that
make
now.
Smart decisions and everything, but
I still saved. I still had like a nice nest egg.
I have not a penny. Not a single cent from when I was doing YouTube. Nothing. It's all gone. All the money is gone. So,
if I had invested and put my money in the right places, I would probably be set up for a large portion of my life at this point.
Instead, I flew to LA and got drunk with Post Malone and like...
we all did, man.
There goes all my money, you know?
But you know what? Now, I don't... It's almost like I don't regret any of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Like, I look back and I'm like, yeah, I was really dumb, but yeah, I was really young, and I had such a good, like, youth. Almost in terms of like I was able to just do whatever I wanted, go wherever I wanted.
I'm like immune to depression because like every time you're just like, oh man, like my life's so boring, it's so like what's the point and everything. I just look at like, oh shit, there's like a million billion other people out there who haven't experienced half of the stuff that I have. I have no right to feel this way.
And like, and I went through that
in itself is like almost depressing because you're forcing yourself to think that way. So like there's like a contrast to that, but I'm smart enough to realize that that's what's actually happening with my mind. It's don't feel guilty about that. Like no, I already know. So
it is what it is, man. Like that's all. Like we got really lucky. And I'm getting my second shot now, so this time I'm not like, dude,
that's so
I am
legit.
So,
like, that's so sick, dude.
But you have no idea how frugal I am now, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it comes with good money, but like before when I was younger, I'd get money and right away I'd be like, hey, dude, it was like a game. It's like, what can I spend this on? Like, what should I do with it? Like, yeah, like I don't want.
What toys do I get now?
Yeah, but now it's almost like I get more satisfaction in seeing more money. Like I'd rather just have a lot of money there, and I've already done.
Yeah,
it's you said, relaxing. I've already done most things I wanted to do as a kid in terms of like I did skydiving, I traveled everywhere I wanted to go. I like if you most of my bucket list I wanted like in terms of materialistic things I was able to get, and all of that later. I still was able to save a decent like nest egg up because my parents were smart about it and were like, yeah, you're putting this much aside per month, and I did. And so that helped me out a little bit when times got a little bit lower and things dried up a little bit.
That's good.
But yeah, no, I'm just happy now, and I'm happy I went through those experiences because now I'm like, dude, now I now I have the longest contemplation on whether I want a freaking pepperoni pizza, you know? Like, I'm just like, do I want this? Do I actually need this? Like, before I was going out for breakfast every morning, went to a breakfast place, spent like $20 on breakfast every morning. And then
Yeah.
I'd probably get dinner as well. So that's easily like 60 to $80 sometimes a day just on food,
Well,
on
dude,
2 meals. So it's
for
like,
me,
man,
it was
goodness.
like every single convention that I could go to, like every
Yeah,
single one. It was just I was
yeah,
there. PAX East, I'm there. PAX Prime, I'm there. PAX South, I'm there.
yeah.
ArcadiaCon, I'm there. Minecon, I'm there. Like it's just literally like every single time
It's
I
a
just like
high.
what it's exactly like the money that it's making me, I'm putting right back into the system. And it's like
Yeah,
I was like, okay, this is perfect because I'm developing relationships with people and
yeah.
we're gonna be
Networking.
close
Yeah,
to
yeah,
and
yeah.
we're gonna be able to make videos and we're gonna keep this thing going. And then I got stabbed in the fucking back, and here I am. So like,
That's what happens, dude. It's YouTube for you in a nutshell. Luckily, because of the way things work nowadays, that happens less often. People are kind of like all for them. Like, I wouldn't say everyone's for themselves, but
yeah,
everyone is for themselves more so now. Like,
for
I have a
sure.
group of YouTubers that I do stuff with, and it's mostly like people from the Cube that I did this, like, you know, back in the day. And, but like, it's not like we're not like an official group. We just get together and do a piece of video content, and then we all post it, and for some of us it will do good,
Yeah,
some of us maybe that video won't hit, but that's all it is, you know? Like, we're not a
I
Team
really
Crafted or a
miss
Cube
those
or whatever.
days. I
Yeah,
miss those
it
days
was
so
different.
much.
Yeah.
We're just the constant group recordings. Those were the best. Like
At night
literally,
too,
just
at like 3 a.m. in the
constant.
morning.
And the thing is, you get complacent. That's the problem. You're like, oh, new videos, yes, like all the time. Always these guys. I can count on them. They're gonna have this new
And then
custom
one
map up,
day they're
and we're
just
gonna.
suddenly not there. Yeah,
Well, dude, you know
I
what
feel
happened
that.
was what happened was I was filming How to Minecraft season 3,
Yeah.
and it was like this big thing with like a lot of coders putting in like two teams versus another, and we had dungeons and like custom enchants and everything. It was super sick, super ahead of the game. And then like me and Preston were already on like kind of rocky grounds for like
Yeah.
not good reasons at all, like not good reasons, like literally
Yeah, yeah.
like
It happens.
I don't like I don't want to get into it too much,
No, you don't have
but
to, no.
at some point I killed him during that series, and like he lost all of his stuff, and like I want to stress that it's hard to get stuff in that series. It was like ultra hardcore a la max, like it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
super difficult to like grind up from the bottom. And after that, he just like unfollowed me on Twitter, blocked me on Skype. Like he just said, he's like, I don't want to do business with you anymore. And I'm like, literally, dude, we've been filming videos for 2 years together. We've grown from the start. I was a bigger YouTuber than you were when you started, and now you're growing. And it's like you're not gonna be faithful at all. You're not gonna like you're like, not even. That's it. Just I killed you once, and that's it. I'm just fucking on the side of the road. Just drop me like that. And he
Right.
was exploding at the time, so he was doing group recordings with all of his with all of our friends, so like Vic, Lachlan, the Pack, those guys, and I was always there, like always filming with them as well. Like I'm available and I'm doing those videos. All of a sudden, kicks me out of the group recordings. No more content comes in for me. No more videos come in for me. I'm struggling to find videos daily now. All my subscribers stop watching. All my viewers go away. Now what can I do? So like it's like there it goes, you know. There
Well,
goes
like
all
you
the,
said, you'd already been on rocky grounds. I think the killing, that was just the killing blow, probably, to
yeah.
whatever was going on. I mean, as an outsider, I'm friends with both of you. Like, I'm on really good terms with Preston and you as well. So that was long in the past. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm
Well, I
sure
haven't
if you
spoken
talk
to
to
him
him
in like
today,
6 years,
it,
so
it would probably be fine today, though. I mean, there's
I would
character
have to
development.
like really like if I were to speak to him, I would legit have to like bring this up just to get closure on it.
Right.
Absolutely. If I were to get
And
anything, it would to just to get closure. That's
hey,
it.
let me tell you, man, you're not alone in those kind of experiences because, like I said, with the cube and stuff, like when the cube ended, there was a huge falling out with a lot of people. Like it was just rocky grounds, like you had said with that situation. Like people kind of developed their own cliques. It was a group of like 20 people, and so within a 20-person group, we just had people form their own little mini groups, and then you'd have people just shit talking other people and going off on them and doing it behind their back.
Yeah.
And so over time, people would hear rumors that, oh, so and so said this about you, or so and so, said that, and it kind of just developed into a point where people didn't even find the cube enjoyable anymore. And so one day,
Yeah, it's toxic, man. It's fucking
everyone
toxic.
just fell out, and like the groups just separated, and
Shit.
there was like no communication from people for like years. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, it was only till like last year, like early last year, where I actually reconnected with some of those guys, and we're cool now. But like I'm telling you, that's not
No,
odd
I'm not like I'm
in the YouTube
definitely.
world.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this is my version of it, like my side.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Like this is this is something that a lot of people have experienced it, and I
I
don't
feel
think
like
it's
Team
okay.
Crafted and the
But
Cube stuff, like, there's a lot of similarities into what
course.
happened and how both
Of course.
went down and how both fell apart. And like, because I was talking to Adam, I mean, I'm good friends with Adam too. I went to VidCon with him, and we just had a great time, had a blast. He introduced me to some of his buddies. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
And I've been more friends with him lately, actually, from last year than I ever had been, like in ever.
Yeah.
He is actually really kind enough, reached out and offered his help if I needed any help with like video edits or anything, like if he wanted to get me in touch with people, stuff like that. You know, he's just looking out for me.
No, he's a great guy. Like,
yeah,
I had him on the
means
podcast.
well.
Like, he's super
Absolutely.
sick. Like, he's super chill.
Yeah. And
even the other day, like, he messaged me, like, he's like, "You want to join in on a recording?" And I'm there, and I'm like, shit, I literally saw the message like an hour after he sent it, so it was already too late. So I feel.
And
I feel
hey,
like
man, that
I
could
feel
be
like
your
an idiot,
in
but...
back into this universe.
Well, that's it. Like, I've never thought of that. Like, what happens like if I would have got that opportunity and made a new video with him? Is like all of a sudden do I just get thrust right back into like the
it's on
the
you.
scene? Like, it's weird. Like, it's super weird, you know.
Because a lot of people will get an opportunity to come back and they post a video and then it doesn't do as good as they thought, so they're just right back out again. You have to realize that your videos coming back are not going to do as good until you build yourself up again.
Well,
like,
here's the thing, right? It's all about the effort you put into it. The way that like Mitch sort of described it to me is that I was ahead of the game when we were filming like group recordings together, because there was like a brief stint for like a month where I got this this inspiration from the Jolly Old Brits. I don't know if you know who they are.
I've heard of them before, yeah.
Yeah, they own the Hive.
Okay, I know there.
Okay, so basically, I had been recording with these guys before like the Hive existed. They made Call of Duty videos and like montages and stuff of just like using janky stuff, and like they would put a lot of work into editing them, and it would just look super cool. So like I got in contact with them and I was like, oh yeah, you know, like let's make some videos, let's make some Minecraft videos together, this is cool. And like the more we talk about that, then they start a server called the Minceraft server, and then I was playing on that for a while.
I think I remember really that as well. Yeah. That was way back.
So that was super cool. So I drew some inspiration from their edits, and I had Sony Vegas, so I kind of like learned how to do the keyframes from just watching them live stream it, because like he would live stream like him editing like the newest version of his of his video and everything, and he would show like the different keyframes he would do, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, I want to use that because it's gonna make my videos better. So what I did is instead of just like taking the same group recordings that everybody would have and just like putting them up on my channel just from my perspective, and it was the same thing that everyone else is, the same content, I would like make an intro for them, and like throughout the video like put music and like do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you look at my like top viewed videos, and like they're all there, like all those videos are there, and it's so weird to think
correlates directly. People notice that stuff for sure.
It's so weird to think that the reason that I stopped that is because they flamed me for it. Like they got mad because of it. They were like,
really?
They're like, you're stealing our IP. I'm like, what the fuck is IP? Like, I'm
intellectual property.
I know. I was 18. I was like 18 or 17 or 18 at the time. I'm there. I'm like, what do you fucking mean I'm stealing IP? Like intellectual.
Wait, the Jolly Old Brits?
Like, it's an editing thing. Like, what do you mean? And then it's there's like that. Once again, that's a falling out. Peace out. Yeah. Like I spoke to Bill and Will, but I haven't spoke to Matt like since then. And it's just. I don't know. Like, it's super
I would just
weird,
attribute all that to all of us. Like, everyone's just, you know, stuff just happened back then. That kind of stuff doesn't happen in these days.
Probably not.
Like, people have grown up a lot since then. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Like, you would. It's really a different world now.
Exactly, because that's our generation where we like sort of like matured past that, and it's interesting because like there's like a whole other generation that's below us, and they're like the Fortniters, you know. And like they're the ones that are like all beefing with each other and like talking shit and stuff, and like they're gonna grow up and they're gonna start to realize how petty all that shit was. Yeah. Like even me, like
it's part of life.
Realize, like it's just like exactly. you gotta grow out of it, and you gotta like move on with your life. And that's what I'm doing, like with my job and everything. Like it's just I'm living like a normal life for like all things considered, and it feels good. It feels good, especially since I really love what I'm doing.
I
So
mean, yeah, YouTube can be very draining.
oh, that was it. It took so
yeah.
much energy to make those videos.
Not even that, just like the stresses, like you said, and the falling outs, and like the
Yeah,
what
and
that
like
does to your brain. And like, I mean, for a long time when I fell out with a lot of my buddies, I just lost a lot of self-esteem
oh yeah,
and a lot of
oh yeah,
self-confidence. Because I
oh
was like,
dude,
man, well, if those people don't like me anymore, and they liked me for years, and I was like closest buddies with them, then who
yeah.
would like me? You
Yes,
know?
yes, yes. That's what
So I
happened with
was like,
Preston, man. That's exactly what happened with
yeah,
Preston. I felt so shitty after that. I was like,
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck happened so that I could lose a friend like that, but like, I must have fucked up real hard, man. Like, I don't want to be
yeah.
put in another situation where I can
Never
fuck up
want to
like
do it
that.
again.
So all
Nope.
of a sudden, I'm scared of success. All of a sudden, I purposely sabotage myself subconsciously. Like even like this podcast, I've lost a fucking the co-host of this podcast. I started this podcast. It was me and Jack, and it was me and him, and we were doing it, and we were getting a guest on every week. And then all of a sudden it was like it was going well and everything, and we were getting a bunch of guests and everything, and then all of a sudden I was just like, no, I'm too scared, I don't want to do this. And like my subconscious just self-sabotage, and all of a sudden I'm smoking weed on every other podcast. It goes downhill.
Yeah.
Like it sucks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like it's just a huge blow to your
Yeah,
self-confidence.
it's a repetitive hole
Yeah.
that your brain goes down. Like it's like you are subconsciously doing the things that you don't want to be doing, and then when you reflect on everything, you're like, "Fuck, why am I doing this still?" And then you just keep doing it. You keep destroying yourself.
Yeah.
That was me when my YouTube channel just kept going downhill because like I knew what I had to do to bring it back. I
Right.
knew that the content that I was putting out doesn't work anymore. And yet every day I'd get up and it's like I didn't even mean to, but I just kept doing the same content and it was getting worse. Like my editing wasn't there anymore, or any like of that stuff. And like you could tell in my videos that I just didn't care as much anymore. And like, like you said, it comes down to effort. And once I just like kicked my ass into gear and was like, hey, well, it's this or nothing. Cause like it is full time for me. So if I didn't actually step up and do something about it, then I would have had to start going to school and stuff, which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because I never have had to do that, and like I prefer just living a life where I'm like my own boss and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
much more enjoyable. So
No, I
I
feel
did that, but I know what you mean. I think you have what it takes, and I don't think it's success, because you could argue that I have success right now, but I'm not running into those problems anymore. It's how you deal with your situation. Like I try to be as positive and try not to harm anyone as much as I can while I'm here on top, and that way once I do inevitably, well, knock on wood, go downhill a little bit, because like you can't go up forever. That's just impossible.
what goes up must come down.
Then people will remember you for like the nice person you were. Like I'm not giving anybody a reason to like hate me or like do any of that, and I can't anymore. Like I literally can't, because I would argue that back in the day I was kind of a dick, like a little bit. Like it came with the early success and everything, and I just felt like I was
young.
yeah, and I just felt like I was above other people, and that definitely like came off. And like I can see why some people just had a falling out and all that. Like it's not a mystery to me. Like I know why, but I try my hardest to be a better person. I think these days is what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with the success. I think it depends on who you are when you are successful and when the eyes are all on you.
Yeah.
So I think you could do this. I just think that you have to approach it differently than you did before. Obviously, there was mistakes made, but it's not only on you; it's on both parties.
Absolutely.
So, like, Preston was young too. Whatever happened, I would argue that was a pretty intense reaction. Just like completely ghosting you everywhere because you killed him in a game. I don't know where it came from. It could have been Rocky starting off.
It was
but
shocking.
Exactly. I was shocked too, and that stuff happened to me as well, man. But just gotta learn it is what it is. I was lucky to have had to I rectified all of it. Came into contact with these people again. I think you just haven't had the opportunity to, because you've been off of the scene so long. You're not really in with the community anymore. Like your tweet to me congratulating me on 1 million subscribers. That was the first I'd like heard of you in years.
Well, dude,
Like, it
I
felt
saw
so
your
good to
name
see
on
that.
Twitter. You hit
Yeah,
1 million subs. I'm like, holy shit, this is
and
Graser.
you were you
like,
following me? I didn't even know if like you were following me or anything, or you just saw that, eh? It just came up. Wow, nice.
Like someone retweeted it, and like it's just legit. Like I saw it like in my timeline. Someone like it was like Sky or something. I don't even know. Like must have retweeted it, and it's just I see it, and I'm like, oh my god, like Graser, like legit, like.
I love how you still say Graser with the hard S. It's Graser. I always have to correct that for you.
That's so good, man.
Same Nooch. Same Nooch.
That's it, man. I don't change. I don't fucking change. That's what I do. That's my thing. I don't change. I don't like change. I don't like changing. Like I know what I can do, and I know what I'm good at, and I stick to it. And I'm not gonna try to fuck with that.
Exactly. And I mean, change, you sometimes you just have to get used to, because life is going to involve a lot of change. Not even just to yourself, but just to your setting, your environment, all
I don't
that.
see that. I don't see that as changing. I see it as like growing.
Evolving.
Changing implies like you take something and you like you modify it. And it's like you're taking something that it was before, and like you're just changing it into something else.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
And it's like exactly like I'm very happy with who I am as a person, and like as far as like people go, like I'm not the worst. There's people out there who are like,
terrible people out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the other thing, going back to what you said, like those fallouts and stuff, they make you feel like you're a worse person than you really are.
Dude. And like
because they're so magnified.
Self-growth. I'm all about self-growth as well. Like I'm always trying to like work on like my own ways of just being able to get better. Like if I feel like if I'm not growing, I'm not like if I'm not growing, I'm dying. And like I need to always be growing. So like that's
there's a truth to that. Isn't it crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And it's just even in real life, like I'm just like starting to get into the habit of like exercising every day, and like that comes with my age mostly. Like
I've been doing that a lot more lately too. I was actually I have a weight loss story associated with my life, which I'm very proud of.
Oh, dude,
back in the day.
Care to share?
Yeah, man. I can actually show you a before and after if you want. Give me a sec here. But I was 225 at my heaviest, and now I'm I was 167 at my lightest.
Wow.
When I lost all the weight, but I've gained a little bit because my treadmill broke, and I wasn't. Yes, I actually did do a 6 or 7 month stint where I was getting personal trained at the gym and going 3 times a week, and like I had everything but a nice pack of abs, and that's because I refused to eat perfectly healthy because I liked still having my pizza and everything.
Dude, I can't eat junk food anymore. I can't eat junk. Like,
I can't eat like chocolate and sweets, but I can eat like greasy. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do candy.
I'm the opposite. Yeah. I can't have greasy. Like if I have like takeout Chinese food or like greasy Domino's pizza or something like that, my stomach just wants to kill me, and it just hurts and it sucks and I hate it. And
Domino's, I can agree with.
Preservatives, that like just like a bag of chips, just like a bag of chips, just messes me up. And like I'll have chocolate though. Chocolate's delicious. Like
I'm the complete opposite. That's actually funny. Like I look at chocolates and sweets and I'm like, it's too much, you know. But a good greasy pizza, put it in front of my face, and it is gone within 20 minutes or less.
I make my own pizza now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I would say I'm still not experienced with is cooking, because I still live with my mom. I'm up at my parents.
Ride that way.
I know. I'm saving money while doing so, but I help out with the bills and stuff. It's not like I'm just freeloading.
You know something that you haven't. I guarantee you haven't really thought about too much. Owning your own place.
It's something that I probably am going to do in the next year or two now.
Yeah.
Like, and get out and get into my own place.
Think about that like now. Like start thinking about that, because
it's been a thought. Don't worry.
Do you want to live like in the city? Like do you want to live? Do you want to move like away from your parents? Like how far do you want to get a house somewhere? Because the thing is, like I just moved out and like I'm in an apartment, and like there's ups and downs to everything. Like I'm living in an apartment. I can do whatever I want whenever I want, and it's fucking sick.
I think that's probably my first thing I'd do is just get an apartment somewhere and just kind of learn how to live on my own.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that being pretty decent. But the problem with that is that renting is like sort of a money sink. I guess like just getting the experience of living on your own.
Like a mortgage and stuff. Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
exactly. Just don't spend all your money at once. So like getting used to living like on your own, like, and then feel what you want after that. Like, do you want a house? Do you want a condo? Like, do you like living in the city? Do you want to like be going out a lot or stuff like that? Because like me, I would like to live in the city. I would love to own a condo and just like always have like my friends close, because I have a huge friend group in downtown Montreal, and like there's like literally 4 of us who live on this street. Like just this one street that I'm on, and then like we could go and take a bus somewhere and go to someone else's house. And Mitch lives downtown, who's right next to my friend Joel.
Oh, you still live near him?
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, dude,
so what was that tweet you put out the other day where he was like, "I'm moving out of Florida" or something? Did he live in Florida? What was that all about?
He had a house in Florida. And he also lives in Montreal because his girlfriend lives here.
Okay.
Yeah, and like all of his high school buddies. Yeah. So like he would fly back and forth, and he had so many issues with the house in Florida because of just like the weather and stuff, that like the upkeep was too much, and he just didn't want to like pay all the repairs.
Well,
and,
dude, it looked like a pretty freaking big house.
It was a nice fucking house, man.
It looked nice.
Oh my god, like going there, it was so nice.
How long did he live in that one?
But that's it, right? He doesn't live there. Most of the time he's in Montreal, and then like in there, like it's mostly like Jerome that lives there, and like Ryan and stuff, and like most of the time the house is empty. So it's just like a big wasted investment. So the fact that he finally sold it is a huge upside, because like he doesn't want to deal with that expense anymore. So like that's super good for him.
I mean, I don't know why you would want to if you don't actually live there. That's a lot of money to just sink every month, to be honest. With what that house looked like, I'm sure that was not cheap at all.
No, dude. Like, I don't want to talk metrics because like I don't know if he wants me to talk about
don't. That's his personal stuff. Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So like I'm not gonna go on about that, but it was a pretty penny, we'll say.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't need details. It's all good. But I'm glad that he's not gonna be like sinking it in there anymore if he's not using it. You know, why would you?
Right.
It's not that. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, well, I'm glad you guys are still in cahoots, my man.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. Like, we're super chill. Like, super fun.
I actually haven't had the experience of chilling with Mitch too much in my life. It's been Jerome. That's more entered my life. Like, I've partied with Jerome, been to cons with him. I've literally just, gone off with Jerome. Like, Jerome's one of my favorite people to be around with, but like never too much with Mitch. I don't know. He seems more reserved. Jerome seems more outgoing. Either that or he just sticks to his own friend group. I don't know, but like it's just never been as connective with him versus Jerome.
You're right in that sense, because with Mitch you have to spend a lot of time with him to sort of like get to the point where you're like super like friendly and like he opens up a bit more and you start to see like his other side. And that part's really cool because we knew each other before like YouTube. Like the story about me and Mitch, right?
Well, I just remember you guys were like, you, Jerome, and him were like the trio back in the day.
Yeah.
Like ASF.
And you know what fucking happened to ASF? The goddamn hacker still has it.
Oh yeah, I saw Mitch was trying to get it back the other week.
YouTube won't do shit about it. I hate it.
How come?
Because they suck.
I guess not, eh?
Well, fuck them, dude. I hate YouTube. I don't want to start working for them again. I can't believe they haven't given...
Dude, you have to. YouTube's epic.
Here's the thing. If we get ASF back, I think I'll just.
But what would you do on ASF that you?
No, I don't even want to use it. I don't even want to use ASF. I just want to make sure that it's fucking the right hands. I just want to make sure that it's like with its owners and it's not just some hacker who at any point could just delete all our videos, because that's what happened last time.
Have you ever tried to get a hold of the hacker? Do you even know?
Yeah, he asked for $2,000. We're like, go fuck yourself, like.
I mean, if that's the price to pay, then you know there's a way.
No, and plus it was like 5 years ago that he messaged us, and like who knows?
It's probably like $10K now. No, the thing is, I asked because he's probably grown up and probably would be like, okay, yeah, I'll just give you your thing back. Cause like,
or he's in jail, like fuck.
Yeah, could have
and
been.
like
Yeah,
I'll never
you're right.
contact him again.
You're
like,
right.
Or
You're
dead.
right.
Like who knows? Someone sketchy like that. Like literally, they already could have been grown up and like doing some shady shit. So
you're right. I always like to see the best in people, but you're right. There are just some lousy people out there.
Oh man, who knows? But like, that's even if I don't get ASF, the thing about making YouTube videos is it does require a ton of time to do, and like because
that's why I'm lucky I do it full time. Like my whole life is dedicated to this.
Yeah, that's super sick. The thing, and what's crazy, the more that I think about it, is that I was doing my best on YouTube while I was in school.
Yeah, and I would remember that I would wake up at like okay, sorry, I got like 3 hours of sleep a night because I would be up all night getting the videos out, putting them out, and then I'd wake up at like 6 in the morning after going to bed at like 4 in the morning, and then go to school all day, and I just look like a zombie.
You can't do that in your 20s. You'll just croak.
Yeah, I could back then, but I'm just glad I don't have like the videos that I put out these days. They take so much work that it's like if I had even anything else on top of like my schedule right now, it would just be way too stressful. Like
that's why this podcast is perfect. Like I love it. It's just like a side thing, and like
exactly.
I seriously have to take better care of the podcast, because when we started this, it was like 50, 60 viewers live, and then like 2,000 views on YouTube, and now it's like 10 to 15 viewers on like live, and then like 900 views on YouTube, and it's mostly because of like either A, an inconsistent schedule, or B, like I would mess up like the podcast like a lot, like it would be scuffed, you know, like hella scuffed.
Yeah,
and like I want to keep it.
I think you also do it pretty late. That's also if you said you're getting
I work evening shifts.
Yeah. Because like I'm gonna be honest, I don't usually, like, I'm old now, I need a cane. No, but like I don't usually stay up this late anymore. You know what I mean? Like I usually like it was like 8:30 earlier tonight, and I was like, man, I could go to bed right now. But then I was like, but I do have that podcast that I told them I'd do, so I'll just stay up to do that. But right after we're done with this, I'm out. Like I'm gone to sleep.
For sure.
Yeah, no, like that's it.
Completely respect it. Which is funny because like I'm still like a night owl. Like I can still like go to sleep at like 2 a.m. and then just like wake up at 10:30 and like I'm ready for the day. Like I'm just like I've got the energy.
Because I get most of my work done when I'm waking up at 7 a.m. Like that 7 a.m. to like noon period when like it's just me. I'm not with any of my buddies where I can be distracted. I'm not like it's literally the morning and it's just me with my coffee. There's so much I get done, dude. Like I can't do that. I know I'm not interested in 3 a.m. in the morning anymore. You know, like it doesn't.
Well, it's because I think because there's a lot of, because the thing is, filming at night is something I got used to because of like the European sleep schedule. We would film with a lot of Europeans back in the day. Like we'd film with like Vic Star and like the Jolly Old Brits and them, and like they're up during the day. 5 p.m. is like our 11 p.m. So like filming with them, we had to stay up late. And like even playing Dota, for me, playing Dota late at night is how you do it, because playing during the day is just like, it's weird. You get so much toxicity. There's so many.
Dota.
Everybody like late at night, they're chill and they're tired and like they just want to play and they just want to win, and they don't start flaming. They don't get angry. They haven't been playing, or they might have been playing all day and like they got all the rage out of their system. So it's just way more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand you. It's just that when I stayed up late, I mean, I guess we come from the same background because I was also used to doing videos late. I guess I just changed because, like I said, the whole atmosphere of YouTube as a whole has changed. So like I work more by myself than I ever have now, you know? Like I'm not like I rely on people for like, you know, doing videos and stuff, but that benefits all of us, you know? Once I have a bunch of videos recorded, then I just kind of edit them and go through it at my own pace, and like there's a lot of my life where I'm just sitting here alone, and I like that. Yeah. Like I like that. I consider myself a half introvert, half extrovert. Like when you put me in a scene full of people, I excel as well. Like I'm very good at talking with people and meeting new people. Like last year I went to a bunch of the cons and actually just met and networked with a bunch of the YouTube friends that cool. you know the YouTubers that like you know about, but you never really like talked to, but like they just kind of always lingered in the background.
Yeah.
So
Or
those
just
kind
like
of people,
straight up like people you've never met before, and it's like worlds collide. You're just like, I've never heard of you before, and I don't know how you have 3 million subscribers, but like, holy shit, dude. But like that was it back in the day. Like you like meeting Vicstar and like Preston. Like I'd never heard of these people before, and I was like,
true story. I have never met Vicstar before yet. Never met him.
Dude, he's fucking awesome. He's so chill. Like
he seems like
guy,
such a chill dude. I want to meet him so bad. I've met Preston, but I've met Preston on when I was a completely different person back in the day. Like I haven't met him like as my new grown-up self. It's been a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wish I would love to meet him and Vic again at some point. Or Vic for the first time. Because Vic is one of the oldest YouTube buddies I had. Like, he was in the first gen of Minecrafters. Do you remember, like, you know, when Noah Craft for the win?
Oh, yeah,
and, like,
absolutely.
The Camping Rusher and, like, me. And, like, so now Rusher does Fortnite stuff. But Vicstar was in that. What did they call it? Like, the squad or something? They had, like, the little squad with, like, Gizzy and everything.
Oh, my God, Gizzy.
Yeah, so I would love to meet
all these
Vic.
names, like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's and all those people still like other than Noah, who kind of just like he kind of
broke down
like you did.
He kind of
I don't know what happened to him.
Like he kind of had like sort of the same reaction that I did to like a lot of like it's just so much pressure. There's like a lot of pressure, and like he had more pressure than I did because I think he was more successful to some degree on his YouTube channel.
I do remember him being like, I was like, oh man, yeah, Noah's like blowing up, you know. I knew him when he was getting like 5K of it, and then I remember there was a brief time where he was getting like 100K or more on videos. And I was like, and I was like, good for him, but like I did like notice that as he was getting bigger, we started doing less stuff with one another. So then I don't know how he like kind of fell off because I didn't know him as well anymore when that all happened. I don't know what happened to all of that.
See, the thing is like what you were talking about, how like you're half extrovert, half introvert. I am very, very much an extrovert. Like,
I love extroverted stuff, dude.
But I can't do introverted
things.
The way that I see like being introverted, it's like one of the laws of thermodynamics, you know? Like if no energy enters or leaves a system, entropy can only increase. So it's just inside of like my own head and like inside of like my own thoughts and like what I can do. If there's no input, if there's no output, if it's just me and like doing my own thing, it's just chaos. I'm not going to be able to come up with something. That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, so like when it comes to like creating content with somebody, if I have somebody to bounce off of, somebody to talk to, all of a sudden there's all of this content that gets created, and it's just literally I was always looking for like the next group recording that I could have, and I never did like solo gameplays or whatever. There was like one thing that I wanted to accomplish, and I wanted to set world records in Portal, and I did it. And there was a thing about like setting the record on Portal 1. Did you hear about that?
Yes. So, wait, did you tell me about that? Dota 1?
Yeah, on Portal 1. On Portal 1.
Or Portal 1. Sorry,
on
Portal 1. Yeah.
On Portal 1, I set the console speedrun record that lasted like a month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what had happened was it was disingenuous. It was disingenuous because I ended up making a segmented run, and at the end of it, it was like I was filming. It was a segmented run, and I'd been filming this for like days. So like I've been just trying to get the recording. I just wanted to get a personal best. I just wanted to show the world my route. That was it, because it was like this innovative route that no one's seen before, and I just took like really cool tricks from like PC speedruns of the game, and I ported them to the Xbox so that you can actually run it on Xbox. And no one had done these tricks before. So what had happened is after days of recording, I couldn't like perform it all the way. Like I would get like so close right at the end, and then I would choke, and it would all just come crashing down.
Oh, that sucks.
So what I did is I just ended up segmenting like the run in a few places, and then like putting it together. After it all had come together, I looked at the time, and it was the world record, and I was like, I just accidentally set the world record. Like,
wow.
Fuck. Like
that's pretty cool though.
I felt so shitty after that though, because I was like, what do I do? Do I just not upload this? Like what do I do? Do I just call it like the world record? Like what's the worst that could happen, right? So then I do it, and like maybe like a couple weeks later, I get an email from Xbox Magazine that says they want to do like an interview.
Oh no! So
And
did
I'm
you have
there,
to
and I'm
deny
like,
that then?
I feel guilty. No, but I had to
Oh,
do it.
you went
I
and
had
did
to do it
it.
because
Oh, okay.
this was like part of my persona at the time because legit once I started Portal 2 speedrunning, all those doubts, all that guilt went right away because I was like, okay, I can actually do this. Like I can actually do this legit because I was setting records in chambers like that way in Portal 2, and it felt fucking amazing. Like it felt phenomenal. Like I felt so good after that. So I was like, okay, so somewhat I deserved it. I deserve it to some degree, which I definitely in some way or another don't deserve it, but like there was like some disingenuousness to it where no one got hurt. There was only really like upsides out of it. It was sort of a victimless crime. However, if I could go back, I would definitely be more truthful about it, and I would say that this was a segmented run that I just wanted to like show a personal best about. But and like lying about it didn't really get me anywhere too much. But like even then, like it's so complicated, and like looking back, you can't change any of it. And I'm completely like the closure came with when I realized like the full story. Because what happened was like not too long ago, I got hit with imposter syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Kinda a little bit. I have not looked too much onto it though. No.
Okay. What imposter syndrome is you're put in a situation where you feel like you don't belong there. You feel like you don't deserve it, and that you like faked to get there, and that
fake it till you make it.
and like you don't deserve any of it, and like it gets really depressing and stuff like that. And I had a spout of that. Because I was thinking like, oh, what went wrong in my YouTube career, and then I was like, it all comes back, and then I was like, what's the worst thing I ever done on YouTube? Was the worst thing, and it all came back to that. That really, and that is really just the worst thing I've done on YouTube. And that's not even that bad.
That's not that bad.
That's not even that bad. But that was
when you told me about it, I was like, that's really not that bad, dude. Like, you're fine. You know what I mean? Like,
so like that it's really not that bad. But I hadn't remembered the whole story. In my mind, just remembering it like it was like just I faked a world record. That was it. One sentence. I faked a world record, and I felt like shit because I didn't remember the full story. And like trying to like think back and really like rack my brain to like what actually happened. And finally, when I remembered that it was like I had been grinding this for so long, and like it was really just, it came down to a couple of botched runs, and it is frustration. It really just came down to frustration. I just wanted to have a single personal best run that I could show. That was it. I just wanted to say, here guys, this isn't very competitive. Like I don't think this is gonna be like the world record or anything, but here's my speedrun. I just love Portal, I love speedrunning. Here it is. And like I just broke the record by accident. I was like, fuck. Like what can I do at that point? I can't, like I have to like I have to own it, right? I have to fucking own it. So I did. And that's what happened. And it was sick. Like it really was sick, because then you get the credit for that. And then like, yeah, it's just I had to go with it, man. And then after all these years coming back and feeling the guilt for it, I feel like I punished myself enough for that, so that I don't need to feel guilty about it. Yeah,
exactly.
That was really like a crazy time though, like cause like that was like my single
so was
player
that
experience.
Going on like at the same time as all the other stuff you told me about was going on
with like the multiplayer stuff? No, that was before. No, that was way before.
Okay.
That's what got me my machinima contract. Is I wanted to make a speed Portal series on their channel where I would speed run certain chambers in Portal 2, and then I would upload that edited in some way or another, because like, listen man, when you speed run a chamber, it's 15 seconds of footage. Like how the hell am I gonna turn that into a show?
No kidding. So, I remember though, back in the day, getting that machinima contract was such like
that was
feeling,
like, that was like the big. I remember when Mitch got that, I was like, dude, you fucking made it. Like that's insane. Like I could never believe this. Like,
contract.
Oh dude, it was insane.
And then it turns out they screwed a bunch of people over by signing them to perpetuity deals or whatever. I heard
Jerome had that for a bit or something. Like
that sucks, man. It really sucks. But then they folded, eh? Did you hear about that? They're not like a thing anymore.
Machinima like completely disbanded or something. It's too much.
They're gone.
They weren't making money anymore.
Well, the way they did it in the worst way possible, as like in a creator's perspective. Like instead of sending out a newsletter saying, here's what's actually happening, they basically sent me an email, like a scary looking email that said, hey, we are letting you know that this is your 24-hour notice that you are being released from the network because of you have multiple copyrighted videos on your channel. And these are like copyrighted videos I've had chilling on my channel for like 6 years. I have like 5 in total on my channel, and they're not strike videos. They're just videos that have a song that like I'm sharing the revenue with, you know, like a very laxed copyright.
Yeah.
And they send me this email. It's like, and I'm getting scared shitless, you know? Like, I'm looking at this email, I'm like, oh my God, my whole channel, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I go and look, and I'm like, what do you mean? It's the same copyrighted videos as before. And, like, I messaged my manager and stuff. I was pretty PO'd. And then she actually gave me a sincere reply and was like, I'm so sorry. This is the worst message I've ever had to send to all the creators. And she didn't really go more into it, but then it was clear after that, because, like, after a week, she basically said Warner Bros was like buying it, and so then they created a merger and like merged with Full Screen or something. But like, I just don't think that was the right approach, man. Just send me an email and say you're folding, and be on with it. Don't scare the living shit out of me. Do you understand the heart attack?
Stressful, yeah.
Well, I figured out that it was not gonna be a big deal, like literally 5 minutes later. But for that first 5 minutes, when I was like, dude, what? Like my whole livelihood, like my whole career. And I'd been with Machinima for, I'm not even joking, since 2011. This happened last year in 2019, so 8 years. I just thought it was such a slap in the face the way they handled it for a creator that had been with them so long. But I met the manager in person at a few of the conventions. She works elsewhere now. I think she's at Full Screen or something. And she's real kind, like real nice.
Yeah.
Like she's still apologetic about it. And I mean, nothing bad happened to me coming out of it, because I just didn't enter another network, and now I'm just with YouTube like as itself, and now I make 100%. Yeah, now I just make all the money that I make instead of giving a percentage to companies, because the idea of an MCN is actually kind of outdated now, dude. Like before it was like the way, but now it's not, because gaming back then wasn't as accepted. Now it is, so you can just go straight AdSense and make 100% of your money.
See, that's the thing with you know, Mitch owns an MCN.
Yeah. He
created an MCN. It's him and his dad that own it, and they manage it, and like they actually offer real services to the people who are under their contracts.
Yeah.
Like they can get people to make thumbnails for you, and they can get people to make like to record with you. Like even like if you just like there's such a big network that they have, and like they have all these services that they pay for. So if you needed thumbnails done, you could just talk to like
Okay, I will say that. I didn't mean it, because I feel like that came across a little harsh. So MCNs still do provide a value. In my case, they don't, because I don't require any of those services. But I can see how other creators may. But I just found that with my 8 years with Machinima, there was never anything. And granted, they were only taking 5%. Like I was on a pretty good deal with them. I was on a 95.5, which for Machinima is pretty freaking great. Like, most people were stuck with like 80/20s and stuff.
Yeah,
but like,
that's fucked.
For the 5% of revenue they were taking from me, I literally, like, it was just literally them just taking it from me. I was just paying them 5% of my money every month for just because, you know? Like, there was nothing being done. That was the only time I'd ever hear from them when I was paid.
It was just to say that you were with Machinima. That was like 5%.
Which didn't even matter anymore.
Exactly. They don't do anything. They just... Exactly.
So, I'm happy.
I know what you mean.
It was a blessing in disguise.
I never actually had a contract with Machinima for my own personal channel. And I'm kind of thankful for that in a way, because of like all the parasitic like lifetime contracts that they had that are just like complete cancer. Like that's insane, right? So I was a bit more like a little conservative with it. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for like a network with like some people that I used to like record with, like this guy David Brown. It's not a real name, like it's just a fake name that he uses for online personas.
Oh yeah, David Brown. Yeah. Oh my God, what's that guy up to these days? Dude, you just said a name that sent me down nostalgia lane, bro. That's actually sick. I haven't heard of that guy in years.
Yeah, man, dude, we used to grind like Diablo 3
me, you, and him
together,
would do videos, didn't we? Like I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, I'd be so psyched to be in a video with Nooch and David Brown, dude. Those were the days. Oh my gosh, and I remember that even him. He had amazing synergy with us. Like he was really good at commentating and stuff. So I feel like he can also do this, but I guess maybe he just got tired of it as well. Because like, didn't he used to do stuff with I Am the Attack?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, oh
man.
man, what happened to that guy? He was so funny. I
I
remember
don't know,
laughing at
man.
all
This
his
is the
stuff.
fucking rabbit hole, dude. Like legit, you could just go on YouTube, type in any of these names, and
Yeah,
just like see what happened to them.
absolutely, bro. I
Oh,
mean, it's
dude.
been, but for you know how the first thing you said to me when you got onto this call, you were like, "Man, when we used to talk to each other, it feels like a lifetime and a half." But
Oh
I
yeah.
think for me, it's the opposite because I've been doing the same thing since. I can almost within my memory lump everything pretty nicely together to
Right.
where it doesn't feel that long ago.
Oh,
Whereas you've
for
had
me,
way more stuff
it
happen. Yeah.
feels like it's 3 lifetimes ago. Like literally,
Wow.
like here's what happened. Okay, I had YouTube. That was like one life, just all of YouTube, just like 2 to 3 years of killing the game. And then it
Yeah.
tapered off, and like I quit because I was just like, this plateaued. I don't like the community anymore. People are toxic. I'm not making good content that I'm happy with. Like that was basically it. I just wasn't happy with the content that I was creating. Okay, next I'm gonna go and try to be a professional Dota player because I know
Yeah.
that I have the talent at video games to be able to like be amazing at it. And like I kind of aimed a bit too high with that. Turns out that trying to compete in the most competitive video game in history is a
Be
little bit
hard.
hard, bro. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit hard. You might have bit off a bit more than I could chew. So like after that went down the tubes. Essentially, I had my shot at that. I lost against a a TI winner in the qualifiers for TI 7, so that was insane.
Yeah.
Um, then like I started working my own job like as a game tester, and now like I'm starting this like for like a podcast and everything. I still have like my game tester job, which I love, and it's super fun. It's something I've
Hey
always
man, I've
wanted to
really
do.
enjoyed being on here, dude. It's been a chill time. It's
Yeah,
just like you said it would be, to be
dude.
honest. Like I have had amazing, like I would not be opposed to coming on here again in the future, just catching up with you if we don't end up talking too much after this for a while again. Because I
Dude,
know our lives
absolutely.
are so different now. Like you don't even get home till 9 p.m., so you're not even on the
Yep.
computer as much anymore, eh? Unless it's
Exactly.
like
Well,
late
at work
at.
I'm on the computer, but like that's
Yeah,
completely
okay,
different.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
as
Yeah,
far as social
absolutely.
media goes, it's like I'm pretty inactive. I get like breaks during the day, but that's about it. I can't really like go on Facebook and Twitter like when I'm at my
Right.
workstation. It's like I'll just get fired.
Dude, I was really bad about that until recently, until like maybe a year or two ago. Like I was just glued to the online world. Like I couldn't get out, even in social situations, just on my phone all the time, you know,
Yeah.
like and I did not like that. So lately I've actually been a lot better. I would argue that I went from really introverted to like half and half. I'm like a hybrid now. Like I actually know how to do like extra like outdoor stuff, you know,
Yeah.
because I came from a breed of people that was just so reserved, so I had to like kind of learn it as the time went on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm really happy with that, and I think a big thing was I didn't like the way I looked because I was like heavier and had braces on, I had glasses on, so I actually went and got LASIK surgery done, so I don't wear glasses anymore. And
Dude,
I lost all the
nice.
weight, and my braces are off, so like everything kind of completed itself.
Dude, that's amazing. Like that's it. Like you have to be happy with your self-image, and like when I say like self-growth, that's part of it, you know? Like right now for like my viewers, like I'm growing a mustache, and like this is the first time in my life that I've been able to like actually grow a mustache. So like I'm trying it out. I'm just
Yeah, yeah,
seeing what it looks like. And
yeah.
like I'm sort of like the screen when it's small, it doesn't look that good, but like in real life, it kind of works. But I'm still working on it. So like and like all that like sort of comes together with the whole like self image thing. Like you gotta like put the work in to like make yourself feel better, and you gotta look in the mirror, and you gotta
Yep.
be happy with what you see, and
And
like
once
that's
you're
all.
happy, I promise your confidence goes so
Oh,
up,
dude, yeah,
dude. Like
hell
I
yeah.
feel like a
And
boss in social
there's
situations now.
always something you could do. There's always something you could do.
Always.
Like exercise just to
Yep.
either lose weight. Like it just makes your skin look better. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to say
Yep.
that, but like you get more color, and like you don't it's not as like pasty. You don't get like acne, eczema as much when you're exercising. You like treat yourself better. Like eat better. Like it's just all these ways of
That's the
making
only thing
yourself
I
feel
struggle with
better.
is the eating. Like sometimes I still eat pretty bad
Yo, thanks,
sometimes.
Mr. Gamer Man. I needed that. I
So I
was
had to.
literally about to shave my mustache before I went on this podcast because I was self conscious about it. But I'm like, I'm a fucking man. I can do this. Like, this is my own decision, my own self image, and like I told myself that I was gonna stick with it, and I was gonna see where it went, and I wanted to see if it was gonna work for me. So we're gonna stick with it a little bit. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, dude. Do you, man?
Thanks.
Just do you.
Yeah. That was someone in chat that just gave me that little burst of.
I always love those comments, dude. They're the best.
Yeah, just thanks, man.
Yeah,
I
feel you
that
completely, dude.
Is
there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Dude, we've covered more than enough, and I don't want to keep you on for too long because I know.
I'm not rushing off or anything. I just felt like the topics were slowing down a little bit, so I just want to make sure you got everything you wanted.
Okay, no, actually, yeah, real talk, because I want to talk about the Logan Paul fight a little bit, because this is super. Okay, listen, because this is super.
Let's talk about that, and then let's talk about the Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, I didn't. After I watched last year's Super Bowl, dude, I said this might be the last Super Bowl I ever watched.
Awful.
This was fucking shit.
It's terrible.
But yeah, I'm really interested.
Super Bowl was way better, and my team was in it, and we won, dude. I'm so happy, bro. So I'm just riding that Super Bowl high still. I'm very in a good mood. But yeah, going back to the fights,
because my dad was an amateur boxer, and you know how genetics work. Like you inherit genetics from your parents and what they did throughout their lives. So for me, fighting has always been kind of a sort of a taboo topic almost, because I didn't want to get into it because I'm always scared I'll hurt somebody if I ever get into a fight. So watching boxing, it's you look at them and you're like, holy shit, these guys are beating them the snot out of each other. They're gonna they're gonna walk away with permanent injuries, and it's just that sort of thing,
and just inside head injuries as well.
Yeah,
you know?
that's it, and it's fascinating, but I don't like the fact that I'm fascinated by it, because it almost feels like a barbaric I'm very I wouldn't call myself necessarily a pacifist, but I think that violence isn't necessarily the answer to a lot of problems.
No,
I feel most,
I think it's pretty backwards.
99.99% of problems are just you can just talk it out most of the time. So when I see fights like this, it's why are they doing this? And it's it's for entertainment.
It's for the spectacle. Pretty much is what it is. So I like that they're doing it. I actually get really enjoy I enjoy being able to just gather a bunch of the boys, have a few drinks, watch the fights.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
No, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, it's super sick.
Yeah.
But it's who did he fight? Did he fight another person from Sidemen? Gib? Who's Gib?
I don't know who Gib is, but I think Jake Paul really wanted to do a fight because his brother lost the KSI fight, which was due to a 2-point deduction, I think we talked about earlier in the call before the podcast was airing.
Yeah. But wait, what? This wasn't the same guy who was fighting?
No, this was Jake Paul. Logan Paul, Jake Paul. They're different people.
I mean...
Yeah, no, they're brothers. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I was confused about that a little bit too, but yeah, no, they're brothers, and his brother went out and fought and looked really good. I don't know if you watched the fight, but he pretty much pieced up Gib in like a minute or two or whatever it was.
Damn.
And the fight was over, so now he might get a KSI fight.
No, I know that there's two of them, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know that there's two of them. I just didn't think that one of them had it in them to fight. Because, you look at him and he's just got all this bling on and, he looks like a pretty boy. He would never want to get into the ring. And this other guy's jacked as hell and he's like, I've been training for this. And then he goes and loses his title fight against KSI. It's you look at KSI, he doesn't look like he's been training nearly as hard as Logan Paul was. And it's actually shocking that he won the fight, but he won because of a technicality. So good for him.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know that they'll rerun that fight, but I think that KSI could fight his.
KSI got lucky as hell, and he know it. He will never.
Oh
run it
yeah.
Back. He'll never run it back. Dude.
He's not doing that again.
Watching that fight was hard. It was because I was he's just getting hit a lot.
KSI doesn't really have much technique. He just kind of went in there and just threw hands, and it worked. So good for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think if the fight went a couple more rounds and it was actual boxing duration, I think Logan wins that any day.
Right.
I think that you're right. He got lucky and I'm not saying that it was controversial because Logan did hit him after he was down, and that's not something you can do in a boxing match. So I agree with the point deduction.
Hey, thanks for the $7.77. Life in Jesus. He says Jeremiah 17 and 9. The human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked.
The human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Yeah. Who really knows how bad it is?
That's my take on the fight.
Who really knows how bad it is? That's a really interesting Bible verse that you just quoted. I'm not one for the Bible, but Like when they quote stuff like that, it really means a lot to them. Like I can definitely respect it. Anyways, yeah. So like they fought. These are two completely different people then, because I was like interested sort of in the career of Logan Paul because like he looked like he was really like he wanted to fight more, like he's like looking for his next contender and stuff. So I was like, I'm wondering where he went with that, but it just turned out he was his brother who was fighting. That sounds like it's almost less interesting to me now, but still.
Well, I'm sure. I think that the peak of this YouTuber boxing thing is over. Like, I think it was very interesting for the first few, and it was like, oh my gosh, can they actually do this? And then they went out there and they proved to everybody that they could.
Yeah.
And they had a whole venue filled twice. Like they filled up the Staples Center and they filled up the Manchester place.
Yeah, and they set some records for like pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, pay-per-view on YouTube is but to be fair, there's not been many YouTube pay-per-views, so like there's not a huge sample size there, but they did set the record.
Yeah.
And the fight did really well, and it's just two kids that literally funded it. Well, the first fight, they just funded it themselves. That was just an amateur fight set up by themselves and their own companies. Like, it was not till the second one where an actual promotion took them in, which is DAZN. You know DAZN, right?
No.
DAZN? Like a boxing thing?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so they took them in and signed them to a pro boxing bout and put them on one of their cards as the main event, and it actually performed really well. And that one I think cost a little more because it was a pro fight. It was for actual promotion and everything, like a actual pro fight and sponsored by DAZN, blah blah blah. But I remember that fight being completely filled to the brim too. I just thought it was so amazing to see these two guys that are making YouTube videos. That like I literally grew up with YouTube and how it evolved and stuff, and now YouTubers are pretty much becoming the new mainstream people. Like before it was like Disney stars and like, you know, actors in a movie and stuff. They're still like kind of the next tier above, like huge actors and stuff. But Logan Paul and KSI are bigger than many actors now.
B-list actors, even some A-list actors for sure.
Yeah. Like dude, Logan Paul or whatever, I think is thinking about fighting Antonio Brown. He's an NFL like star. You know how insane that is?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's a popular receiver for the National Football League, the biggest sport in America, and I'm pretty sure has played in multiple Super Bowls. And a Logan Paul, a YouTuber, is about to finalize a boxing fight with him.
Dude, like YouTubers breaking into other forms of media, it's like this is just the beginning,
it's insane. Right? I love it. People there'll always be the YouTube like people are like, oh, he's just a YouTuber and blah, blah, blah. But I think more people are starting to accept that how difficult it is to actually make it on here.
Oh,
like YouTube is a nuts place. And like you might think you know everything, but you really don't. And the people that make it, like there's some luck involved. But you look at them and you're like, okay, I can understand why this guy made it. You know, you can see the drive. You can see they have discipline. Like these guys work their ass off training for months for a boxing fight.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Just to make some content for one night of content.
Exactly. And it's not even that. I think they do it just because they want to say they've done it. It's those type of people who just want to do everything and say they did it. And it's that drive that's created. And that's why they're big in the first place, because they made content that was unlike anyone else's because they're different people. And that's why they're the ones representing the platform. Like nobody, like I get people like even from my close family who have like kids and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, my son wants to become a YouTuber. Like, do you have advice on what equipment you use and stuff? And I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't say this, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I can give you all of the answers to that, but it's on you to make it work. Yeah. Like you could have all the equipment in the world and you still might not get over 5 views on your video. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like 5 views is the number. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's no like, okay, well actually no, it's so weird because there's some like YouTubers that are like that, right? There's like, they're young, they're literally like toddlers, like they're like 10 years old or 11 years old or something, and they make a YouTube channel that ends up getting like hundreds of millions of views. And like, have you ever seen them?
Oh yeah,
like unboxing videos, like
I think
like
that's
Kinder Surprise videos, like it's crazy.
Cracked down on with their whole Kappa kids stuff, like that. Those were the types of videos because I remember a lot of people in the Minecraft community were like freaking out, like, oh, I don't know if I can YouTube anymore. You know, YouTube's gonna find me all this money. But I was like, no, no, no. Just say you're not making content for kids and you'll be fine. Like, they have to be vague about it because they can't be specific, or else that limits them to the amount of content that they can enforce this ruling on. And there's always going to be new types of content. So if they specify that, oh, this is this content we're going to be cracking down on for this, then those kids, YouTubers and stuff, are going to see that, and they're going to just adjust their formatting so that it doesn't fall under that specific content anymore, and they're going to keep racking in the millions of views, and they're not going to be under the kids policy. So that's why they have to be vague. But that scared a lot of my fellow YouTube creators who do what I do, because like, if you look at it objectively, like, I make videos and yeah, they're for kids, like, but adults can also watch them, and it's for any age group. But yes, in my videos, you know, I'm more hyped up, I'm more energetic. It's to cater to the kids who want to come home and watch Minecraft after they've gone to school. You know, it's edited in a way where, yes, my target is like younger kids and stuff, but that's just kind of what my videos have always been. Yeah, I've been a clean YouTuber. Like, I don't swear. Like, I don't do any of that. Yeah,
that's what like YouTube has sort of been for like the most part, is just that's the biggest audience, and it's like if you can tap into that, you're gonna make a ton of money. And like, there's definitely an audience out there that's like older, like, it's just that their style of content that they watch is completely different. Like, they don't watch like video games anymore. They play video games. They're not going to be watching it. The thing about kids is that they have so much time on their hands, and they don't get to play the video games that they want because they don't have any money. They want to watch videos of it.
Exactly. And I wouldn't even say it's completely that. It's just having videos that there's no age gate to them.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it so the parents of the kids have something to put on for them. You know, it's like, oh, here, watch a Graser video, you know, and and there's a certain trust that's built there. Like, the parents know my videos are not going to have any malicious stuff in them, you know, and they're going to be more trusting to put my stuff onto the TVs and stuff. And then kids are like, dude, they're the best audience ever, man. They just love anything you do. Like, you put stuff out and they're like, man. Yay, Graser! Right. Like, but it's so awesome to see that. Like, I love that, dude. Like, it's the best. Right.
In a sense where there's like there's a lot of like trust that they have in you.
Yeah.
Where they trust that you're gonna provide content for them like every day, and you're gonna be there for them, and it's like you're sort of like a big brother almost. Like, they look up to you in that sense.
Yeah.
In that sense, yes, I appreciate them as fans. But for me, I think the best fans are the ones that you can identify with a little bit more than that. Like, I like fans that sort of can hold a conversation with you a bit more, and they're not just like, they don't look up to you as like almost a deity. Like, they're like, oh, you're a superstar, like, oh, can I have your autograph, like that sort of stuff. Like, that stuff's super
I like
cool
that
and everything.
too.
But I like the fans who are like just more down to earth. Like, most of
I have lots of those as well. It's not just a bunch of kids everywhere. Like,
well, that's it. No, that's what I was saying. It's a mixture. It's a mixture, definitely.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
like because like there's just, like I said, this podcast was basically started by Jack, who came into a live stream one day when I was doing like How to Minecraft Season 6, just as like somewhat, like, they offered me to come back as like to do like a recording for How to Minecraft Season 6. The problem was I had been like making videos at midnight for the series when nobody is online to film with. So every single episode was a solo episode, and it just got really tedious and boring, and I didn't like it. So I stopped doing it. But like, while I was live streaming it, Jack came in and he's like, dude, what's up? I'm freaking like, I'm white X Joker. I'm freaking like, oh man, like, he was just such an old school fan. He's like one of the first fans I'd ever met in my life on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Like, I sent out a tweet. I'm like, who wants to play Halo Reach? And like, he was like the only guy who showed up, and he showed up, and I'm wasted. I was like 16 or 17 or whatever, and like, I just got back from a party, and like, I'm on like a high, right? Because I'm just like, yo, partying, life's good, YouTube's good, my friends are good. I just want to like see if I can get some fans together in a lobby and just like have some fun. And I tweeted that out, and like, he hops in, and like, we're just playing Halo Reach, and like, like he just every time he tells me, he's like, it was like a completely like such a surreal experience that like, oh yeah, Nooch, this guy, like he's super cool and I like his videos and everything, and all of a sudden I'm like drunk and like I'm just like, oh whatever. and he's like, this is not what I expected at all. And it was humanizing for him. So like all of a sudden we get to connect more, and now we're friends and everything. It's just he's got a job that he just got. Like this is the deal. This is the reason why he actually hasn't been showing up on the podcast recently, is because he just got a new job and it's very stressful for him because he needs to get back into like a good work routine so that he can sort of like distance his personal life from his work life. And then eventually he's going to come back because he started realizing that like if he has the podcast as part of the schedule, it's going to start to feel like work. And like he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to come back home and start doing more work. And I'm like, listen, dude, it's the podcast. This isn't work. You're coming home and it's just fun. We're just creating fun content. That's it. And like we're just laughing and like making jokes and we're catching up with like old school YouTubers. You're meeting some new people and it's like it's just a blast. You don't have to worry about a thing. So like he's like, okay, I'll come back later. So that's basically what he said. So
he's kind of like on hiatus right now until further notice, and then he'll be back at some point. Got it. Nice. Yeah, I still think over all my years, I still probably wouldn't be able to do that because I just get a lot of anxiety when it comes to talking with like the people who view my videos. And I don't know why.
Right. No, I know why. It's because you associate them with your livelihood. So like you treat them with like a lot of respect, like a lot of respect. And like I totally understand where you're coming from with that, because I don't. I don't care if my viewers see me at my worst. Like I could legit
it's almost that too. It's like there's an image they associate with me as well, and I don't want anything to like ruin that if they see me in a phase where I don't want public or anything, you know? I just feel a little weird about it. I like having my own private life separate from the YouTube stuff going on.
For sure. Like me I think it'd be more fun to have it like congealed like together, but also like it also is like super easy to just separate one from the other and just like take it more seriously that way. But like I said, I do this for fun, so I don't want to try to like make this like, I never wanted to be fake. I never ever wanted to be fake. That was the biggest thing about like doing YouTube for me. The biggest thing, I didn't want to come on and put on a face and like pretend to be this guy.
I wouldn't necessarily call it fake. I just think that
I'm
you
not
almost
calling
create
you fake. I'm not calling you fake.
I know. I get it. I just wanted to kind of morph that into maybe it's just like there's a certain character you want in your videos, and that's still the real you.
Yeah.
It's just that there's a side you just would prefer not to show
you're
in
like,
the public eye.
You throw up like the barrier, right? Like you throw up like the floodgates, and you just
like
hold
I'm not
back.
fake or anything, but it's just like I'm just not as real as possible.
It was just so hard for me to see what like Mitch for me, the biggest thing with him, and a lot of this came from his success, was when he like really got into like the Bajan Canadian persona, because like watching like his Hunger Games videos, he's not like
those
that
are
in
my
real life.
favorite.
But like he's not like that in real life at all. Like never. He's way more like reserved and just like chill, and like he's very like almost calculated with everything that he does. And like when you see him in his video, he just cuts loose and lets go and just like goes nuts, and like it seems so fake to me when I watched him like that. I was like, I never want to be like this. I never want to be like this new person that just like is like a fabrication of like my own mind, and like I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because then at what point do you stop being yourself and you start becoming him? And then like when it all goes downhill, you like disassociate yourself with that, and you start to like lose your personality, and then like who knows what's gonna happen to you. And it's just, I don't like that. I don't have like having that potential, so I just want to keep it consistent. Like I'm one person. I don't want to try to split it up here or there. That's why I think this podcast is super good, because like just get to be myself. And like if I want,
and I liked coming on here because you get to see more of like the other side as well to me, because I'm not usually, this is not who I am in my videos. You know what I mean? Like just chilling here and talking like this is it's not something I do actually too often. I was telling Nooch before this podcast that it's probably not many people I would do this with, but I know Nooch. I feel like even after like 6 years or whatever it's been, like, you know how it's like you're one of those friends where like I knew as soon as I picked up the call, like it would be like no time has passed. You know what I mean? Like we literally started vibing instantly. There was no awkwardness, like not even 1 second of it. I was just like, yo, what's up? We got right back into it, caught up. Like I remember how cool you were from back in the day, and I honestly wanted to almost use this podcast as a way to catch up with you as well. It's like, yeah, we're doing the podcast, but it's also a way to have a nice, in-depth, long conversation with one another so that if we don't end up speaking into the future for a while after this, we still had this catch-up moment. You know what I mean? Like, it still happened. And we were able to, like, fill each other in on our lives, and we've definitely gone through crazy different paths. Like, I kind of stuck with the YouTube thing. You're doing your thing. And I don't know. I'm just glad for this reunion.
It's just cool. It's like a threshold you set, you know, like it's just it's like a milestone. You just pop in at one point, you just check in like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Like this is still like, it's like a reality check almost. It's so cool. Like that's why I love this podcast. I just want to keep it going. Oh man, I love it.
So you do it every week, eh? Like
I try to do it. I try to do it every week, and like if it doesn't work out, I'm not gonna get stressed over it. Like that's the biggest thing for me is I don't want this to become a thing that I have to do. Because like at one point I was like, shit, it's so hard for me to get a guest. Right now I messaged a bunch of people and nobody's responding, and like I didn't want to feel that. I didn't want to feel pressured. Like I needed to have 3 people on all time because like 3 people, that's so hard. And then like Rob just came at me and he's like, dude, just like do a solo episode. And I'm like, holy shit, I never even thought of that. Like I could legit just sit down for an hour and talk about nothing, and like it would just be, that would be an episode, and it's like that's perfect. Like and like it's just, that's what a podcast is. It's just something for somebody to listen to in the background while they're doing other productive things. And that's all.
Sometimes I'll flip something on and like it's, I'm not even like watching, like I just get sucked into the topics people talk about sometimes. And I just like podcasts are in a way addicting, and they're kind of like newish in the sense where they're doing well, like Joe Rogan and all of them.
Dude, I was inspired by Joe Rogan
all the time. But they weren't here all the time. He only blew up in the last like 2 years.
But he'd been doing it for like 11.
Yeah.
Like I look at his numbers and it's like, oh, this is the 1300th podcast. And I'm like, what the fuck does he do? What does he do? Like 3 of these a day? Like what's going on?
Yeah, and you think, because he seems like such a busy guy, but most of his time has got to be spent in that room. To be honest, just talking to people and then sleeping, of course, and then he does the odd UFC event.
Like, how much of his podcast have you heard? Like, have you like seen like clips and stuff?
I usually just will go on and frequent the clips unless it's something like a guest I'm really interested in. Like I watched the entire Elon Musk one.
Oh yeah, I know that's like a huge thing for a lot of people. It's just the thing with me with the Elon Musk podcast is that I kind of thought it was just really like weird and awkward almost. Because like I'd watch
Elon's
like some
kind
of the
an
clips.
Awkward guy.
He is kind of an awkward guy because like he's just got so much pressure under him, and he's just so like there's such a stigma, and like he talked about like Joe Rogan talked about how before they started the podcast it was like really chill, like he was super cool, he was opening up, he was laughing, and like all of a sudden the second he gets into the podcast mode, boom, stone faced. Like he has to like break through that, and he's like alarm bells start going off in his head. He's like, how do I do this? Like how do I get through to him to get him to loosen up and everything?
Yeah, I got you. And he's really good at doing that. Like he's done that to so many guests. I feel like throughout the podcast he started loosening up. I mean, he smoked a joint for frig's sake. When does he ever do that? Like, so he loosened up quite a bit, and he had like a Jack Daniels there that he was drinking as well. So he didn't feel like he was that like.
No, absolutely. I totally commend him for that. It's just, I don't know. As far as podcasts go, I don't really have too much.
I thought it was interesting to hear like his viewpoint, because he is seen as one of the more intelligent humans.
Oh, absolutely. So, the guy's a genius.
Yeah. So like I don't know, I really interest and fascinate myself with other people's minds and like how they work. For sure. And so that's why that podcast was so interesting to me, because like you said, he's like awkward and like a robot and stuff, but like that was fascinating to me. I was like, how does this guy's mind work? It's almost like he's living on another plane of existence to us, one that's higher than like the normal human. How did he get this smart? I am a firm believer that there are people that just have brains that are able to just connect things just by default quicker together. It's just a gene that you're born with. It's nothing you can help. Like,
I agree.
That's why some people just have it so easy in life. They're just able to get stuff done without, and it's so effortless.
Yeah.
Whereas for some people, even me, like I have to like think about things so much before I actually like do something, or like I have to like like really think about all the details to something, and it takes me a while to just kind of think something out, just anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm slower in that sense. So yeah, that really interested me.
It's like a natural intuitiveness that they have, that they are able to just pick something up and immediately like figure out how it works and then apply it to whatever situation and just automatically get like a successful result. Like that's so hard to do. Like everybody makes mistakes like here or there and they just mess something up and there it goes. But like being able to do everything correctly right off the bat and like have this intuitive like understanding of how it works, it's so hard to come by.
Dude, I know. And they just can't help it. They are literally just more there than other people. Like they're just more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're more there and aware. They almost have like a greater awareness. And it's just because they were born that way. That's all it is. And they're able to pick out more things, you know, like they notice more things. You know, they're the people that are able to, some of those people will use it for bad and manipulate people and stuff like that because they know how to work through how another human mind works and stuff like that.
One of the most dangerous types of person is someone who's like that, who has like this very high IQ, very intelligent, but they're also like a psychopath.
Yeah, they're like evil, but they're not. They just don't care. Yeah,
like, and I use the term psychopath in like a very like literal, very like definitive term. I'm not talking about like a serial killer when I say psychopath. I mean somebody who has no empathy.
You mean sociopath?
Like, no, not sociopath. Sociopath is like somebody who like takes joy in like suffering and stuff. Like that's a sociopath. A psychopath is somebody who has no empathy for other beings basically. So like they have like all, like me and you, we have all of our internal dials set to a certain degree where it's like my empathy level I would say is probably above average. I have a lot of empathy. I do too. I can empathize with really like people very easily. But like some people have it set to like 1 or 0, and those are the people who end up like becoming like very successful company owners because they're able to like make very like objective decisions for like how the company is gonna do. And it's like this or just basically
any business in general, and they're the ones that are like the big suits and all
like
that.
It's not really a good thing because sure the company succeeds, but it's at the expense of like 10,000 workers. You know. It's like it's like they make their living conditions.
But they don't look at it that way. They look at it like, okay, they don't care these 10,000. Yeah, they're just like, oh, well, these 10,000 people are gonna get what needs to be done to make this successful. So who cares about them? If it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done, and that's how they look at it. Like that's literally how they look at it.
Yeah.
They don't think about anything else. They think about, oh, this is working. They're doing their job. They need this money, so I'm gonna pay the minimum that I can, and they're still gonna take it because I really need this money. And they're gonna get this done for me and make my company more successful. They don't care about the actual.
And they're not scared. Involved. That's the other part of it. They have no empathy and they have no fear. That's part about being a psychopath. Is you're not scared. You're not scared of anything. You're just like some like the whole part about the whole gene. They actually sort of narrowed it down to a specific gene that has been passed down for thousands and thousands of years, and it originated in like the cavemen, where the certain members of the tribes that had to go out and fight like the saber-toothed tigers and like the mammoths and like all of the apex predators who would be like basically attacking and killing their tribe without mercy, and like they had to go out and defeat them. So like that trauma has stuck with our species for generations, far down the line, because they had to be stone cold killers, and like they had to see like their friends get eaten and everything. So like that gene has been passed down for generations. We don't need it anymore. We're out of the food chain. And like they see other people as like the predators, the apex predators. So like they try to take them out in different ways. And like it could be by killing them, or it could be like making their lives miserable. It could be by like just crazy. It's just insane, dude. Like it's crazy to think that. But
absolutely, I agree completely. I'm glad I wasn't born with that. I like that I have empathy. Yeah. I like that I can.
I agree.
Feel guilty and see people for what it is, and I think it makes you a better person in the end. Like I'd rather have that than be a successful business, like enterprise mogul or whatever the word is called.
Exactly.
I'm happy where I'm at. I mean, I found I found my liking in this YouTube thing, and I'm just gonna stick with it until I can't any longer.
Absolutely, man.
That's my goal.
Cool.
But yeah, man. Nice joining you.
No problem, man. Let's wrap it up. I think that that's a crazy note to go off of. So I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Ending.
Honestly, it was super sick to have you on and catch up like this and just like sort of get back to like the roots, you know, just like seeing like where it all came from and where it all started is just such a humbling experience, and like it really makes me feel privileged to like see like where I came from and everything, and like where I've been, what I've done, and like even you like to look back at like all of these experiences that like we've shared, and that's so cool.
You said a quote I'll never forget now. You said I wasn't depressed that it was over. I was glad that it happened.
Yes, dude.
I love that, dude. Thank you. So that whenever my YouTube, if it ever like flops out or whatever, that'll be something I live by. It's like I'm not mad that it's over or disappointed. I'm happy it happened.
I'm not sad it's over, man. I'm happy it happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a crazy ride, dude.
It is.
And I guess I'd like to end that off with that.
All right.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Peace out.
Yeah. See you later.
See ya.